What's your name?
My name is Amy Reed.
How old were you when the Challenger exploded?
I was 4 when the Challenger exploded.
Where were you when you heard about the Challenger?
I don't remember exactly where I was because I was little at the time. Um, I really don't have a memory of when it exploded. I just remember everyone talking about it.
How did the Challenger make you feel when you first heard about it?
As a little kid, I was confused because I heard my parents and my grandparents talking about it, and I remember just thinking it was big people stuff they were talking about. But then, as the years go on and I developed and got into school, we studied it right away in school. So my curiosity's really peaked and I started kind of looking into it.
What was your reaction and initial thoughts about the Challenger?
My initial thoughts were just confusion because I was young. I could tell that everyone around me was sad, but I don't remember anything other than just, the juvenile way of looking at things that something bad happened and everyone's sad, so I should be sad too.
What about the Challenger explosion struck you as a big deal?
Again, this would be a little bit later in my childhood when it became part of pop culture. It became something that people just talked about. You just said the Challenger, and everyone knew what you were talking about, and everyone understood that it was a tragic event. It was a huge deal for the scientific community, it was a huge deal for the education community. It was a really, it was an event that brought all Americans together. Um, but it was also an event that led to a lot of questions and a lot of digging deeper and stories changing and tabloid taking over, things like that. I remember you couldn't stand in a grocery store line without seeing like the National Enquirer, which is like a junk newspaper with articles about conspiracies about the Challenger and the people on it and things like that. So it really just kind of became pop culture.
What do you think the big takeaway from this event was?
That's tricky. Um, keep trying. I think that what happened was absolutely tragic and it could have created a stopping point. We could have said the loss of life, the loss of the money, which was also a big deal, the amount of money they put into it, the years of research. We could have taken that and said, yeah, it's too dangerous. Let's not do this again. And we would have ended our journey in the space program. Or we could mourn the loss of life and try to grow from what had happened, try to dig deeper and better understand things, come up with new technologies, and really advance ourselves as a human race. And that's what we ended up doing.
What about a teacher being on the shuttle made you think it wasn't even bigger than most explosions?
So for me, I knew from the time I was little that I was going to be a teacher. I've always known that. So I've always loved my teachers. So to hear that some astronauts died is very abstract when you're young. But to hear that a teacher died, it hit kids in a different spot. It did. A mom died. That those things really hit you and impact you, and you hold on to those things because it's not abstract anymore. It's something that's in your life that you love and respect. So I think it made us all appreciate our teachers more. Um, and it helped us see how brave they really are and how far they're willing to go for the sake of education.
What other information about your take on this event would you like us to know?
If I dug deep enough, I have the original newspaper article from the Challenger explosion somewhere in the storage. My grandparents knew I was a bit of a history nerd from the start and used to keep all that stuff for me. They've given me lots of newspaper clippings they've kept over the years, thinking that as an adult I would appreciate them, and they were right. So if I dig far enough, I'll pull that out for you.
Why else do you see this event as a remarkable event?
Why else? You kind of covered most of it already. I would say probably just because it's not many scientific things that happen that become pop culture, that become commonalities. Um, we study a lot of things in school. We study a lot of scientific advancements and technologies and theories throughout your education. You'll get into that stuff. But not everything becomes just important enough that one word can tell you all you need to know about it. You just have to say the Challenger and everybody knows what you're talking about. You know, it's kind of the Madonna of the science world. You don't know who Madonna is, do you? I'm sorry. I'm a terrible parent. Okay. Or a good one. I don't know.